Hey everybody, welcome back to 2 Acres Evolving. Today's video is not a video that I planned on doing, but it's something that needs to be done, and I wanted to bring you all along and unfortunately show you what happened. So we had a really bad storm come through the other day, and while I really appreciate the rain because it hasn't rained here in quite a while, I definitely liked all the rain that we got. Unfortunately, I do not like the storm that we got because it completely came in and flattened some of my hydrangeas. And when I say flattened, I mean flattened. This one over here is doing pretty good, and then there's some that didn't get too bad, like the ones over here. They're still standing up a little bit, but these over here on the backside did not do so well at all in the storms. So I went in and I bought some of these plant support rings. And I have one, this one over here on the corner. It doesn't look near as good as it did before the storm. However, it looks a whole lot better than these over here that are just laying down. And I've got this one propped up already on a support ring. And I like these rings because they're kind of hidden. You can't really see them unless you really get up to it and get a close look at it. And that's what I want. I don't want something that you can see from afar and that's gonna look bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera propped up and get these support rings set up, and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, so while these are not perfect and don't look quite as good as they did before, I'm still happy with how they turned out here. They look a whole lot better than laying on the ground. And I've got all the blooms up off the ground. When I came out here after that storm, I was expecting all of these to be completely broken. So I'm definitely glad that that did not happen. Now, this is the first time I've experienced anything like this with staking shrubs up like this. So if any of you out there have experienced this and know of a better way of doing this, definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know so I can use it in the future. But considering how they looked before, I'm happy with that they're all standing up now. I wanted to talk a little bit about this area. As you can see, I still have landscaping fabric down back behind the hydrangeas and the mulch out in front of it. The reason why is, one, I need to go get a truckload of mulch and fill this area in. And two, the reason why I put landscaping fabric down there and I didn't put it in front of the hydrangeas is because these hydrangeas are going to get 6 to 8 feet tall and wide. So that was my intention for this area, was for these hydrangeas to grow up and form a hedge back here and completely fill in this back area. So I am going to mulch all this in However, I don't plan on planting anything back there, so that's why I put the landscaping fabric down, so I don't have to worry about any weeds back there. So these hydrangeas back here, even though they flopped over in the storm, they're still my favorite type of hydrangeas. These are called the Firelight Hydrangeas, and their stems, when they're a mature plant, their stems will be strong enough to hold up their blooms so that the blooms won't flop over. Some hydrangeas you get, the stems are not strong enough to hold the blooms up, so they flop over even when they're at their mature size. But when these grow in, I won't have to worry about that. These hydrangeas will grow in strong and be able to hold up their large blooms. So now that I have this project done, I wanted to take you over to the window boxes that I built a couple of months ago and planted up and give you an update on those, because those are doing awesome. I am very happy with how these window boxes turned out. I have 4 different types of plants in here. I have a fuchsia plant. The blooms on these aren't looking as good as they were just a couple weeks ago. They're kind of dying off a little bit, but they're still holding in there. I'll see if I can find a picture of them when they were in full bloom. They start out this pink color on the outside, and then they open up to a purple, and they look really awesome. And then I have this spike Dracaena in here. This was in the back, and it's kind of grown to come out the front and everything, and I like how that turned out. And then my 2 favorite things out of these window boxes, I have a window box over here and then one over there. And my 2 favorite things out of these are obviously the coleus. Look how big that coleus got. If you want a statement piece for the middle of your window boxes, use a coleus. And then the spiller, I used a Dichondra Silver Falls, which this was completely all the way to the ground, and I had to trim it up. I'm going to be building a deck on the front of this building, so I needed to trim them up and get them out of the way. But these have done awesome. If you need something that does really well in containers or a window box or anything as a spiller, get Dichondra Silver Falls. You will not be disappointed at all. And then I'll take you over here to this one. Now, the only fertilizer that I've given these is the Biotone when I first planted them. I have not been doing the weekly fertilizer or anything like that, and they have still done amazing. I can't imagine what they would look like if I was doing the weekly fertilizing. The Dichondra Silver Falls in here is just going wild. We have the fuchsia in here and then the spike Dracaena, but then this Dichondra Silver Falls, it's growing in, and the tendrils, I guess you would call them, the branches, have grown in, and they've rooted in different places back here, and they're just going crazy, which I don't mind at all. I like the look of it. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next one.